Hello and welcome to Method Integration User Tutorials. My name is Errol, and in this video series, we take a look at field services. Now there's no point in doing all these work orders if you don't get paid. So we are going to create invoices from the work orders. Let's find some completed work orders that need to be invoiced. And the easiest way to do that is through this filter view, all completed and to be invoiced. Okay, let's go to the More Actions button, and this wonderful menu pops up. For this video, I'm only going to focus on the Invoice All and Invoice Selected options. If I were to select Invoice All, then all the work orders in the grid will be invoiced. If the grid has more than one page, the work orders in the other pages will also be invoiced. Here, I'll show you what I mean. I only have 6 records, so I don't have multiple pages, but I can trick the grid with this minus button to show less rows. Haha, click, click. Now I have changed the grid so that it's 6 pages. And as you know, we have navigation buttons down here so I can go forward and backwards. Anyway, if I were to hit Invoice All the work orders on each page will get invoiced. Okay, let me fix this grid. 1 per page is kind of silly. The second option for invoicing is Invoice Selected. I could select part of these or all of these. I'm going to select them all. And now to More Actions and hit Invoice Selected. And that will invoice the selected work orders, in case that's not obvious from the name. When you click it, this Create Invoices page pops up, and we have these checkboxes, which you can check. The first one is the familiar Wait for Sync approval. If you don't know what this is, you can hover over this, and it will tell you that the invoices you create will not be synced with QuickBooks until you approve it. The next 2 checkboxes are for sending out an email and printing the invoice from QuickBooks itself. And the final one is fill all invoice details. If you keep this unchecked, then this process will be much quicker. This does not mean that the invoice details won't ever be filled in. It will still happen, but it will happen when Method syncs up your invoice with QuickBooks. So if you need to set up all these invoices quickly, you can uncheck this box. Next, I'm going to choose my accounts receivable account and keep today's date for the invoice date. The link here is to customize print templates, which I don't need to do right now. So I will create invoices. And here we go, another pop-up. It's telling us how many invoices have been created. Now, why does it say 2 invoices when there were 6 work orders? Shouldn't there be 6 invoices? Well, work orders that were done for one customer were consolidated into the same invoice. Haha, computers are smart. There were 2 customers, so we have 2 invoices. Here, let me show you. I'm going to hit OK. And here are the 2 invoices that were created. See, here's Bob's invoice. And the job items from his 3 work orders are listed here. Next, we have Alex James. And once again, the job items from his 3 work orders have been consolidated into this one invoice. Oh, and remember the video on series and occurrences? When you edited a single occurrence, any job items from the parent series were not automatically added. However, I mentioned that when you invoiced an occurrence and no job items existed for that occurrence, then the job items from the parent series will be automatically inserted in, which just happened now because I invoiced those occurrences. Awesome. Okay, one last thing for those of you that happen to be using scheduling and invoicing. Remember, the scheduling and invoicing app is what field services is called if you're using Method CRM for QuickBooks Online. Here I am in the work order list, and let me filter by my completed and to be invoiced filter. I only have 1 work order, so let's go to More Actions and Invoice All. It asks if I want all the work orders in the grid to be invoiced, and I'll hit OK. Great! And in this Create Invoice screen, there's a difference. It asks us which assigned to we wish to use. Do we want to use the assigned to from the actual work order? Or do we wish to use the assigned to as specified in additional info from the customer? See, if I go to the customer of Bob Crenshaw and navigate to additional info, we have an assigned to field here. Anyway, back to creating invoices. Let me just assign this invoice to the person who's assigned to Bob Crenshaw, the customer. Click Create Invoice. It tells us 1 invoice has been created and would we like to see it, and so I hit OK. And here's my invoice. And if I go to the assigned to field, it has me because I'm assigned to Bob Crenshaw, the customer. Yay. Anyway, we're done. If you want more information on invoices, there is a whole invoice video tutorial. And that's it for this video. If you have any questions, by all means, leave them in the YouTube comments, or you can tweet us at Method CRM. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.